Good morning. Did we do it?
We did it. That's why I did the applause. We made it. We're here.
Guacamole. We're here, Waffle Crowd.
We arrived.
We crash landed this Cessna. We have a special guest, as you can tell. Laura, introduce yourself.
Hi. Hi, everyone on the Waffle. My name is Laura Daughtery, and I'm here helping out the girls this morning.
She's our friend.
It's super exciting.
She's super cool.
Thank you.
Ladies, we made a historical moment right now. Did you notice this? Do you know what it is?
All ladies on the Waffle.
Yep.
Woohoo.
First all-female cast.
That's right.
Waffle.
I think those mom girls do a pretty good job on Friday.
That's true.
The mom girls, yeah.
We already have an all-female led show. Just first time on Waffle. They do a live job. They're a hoot.
Yeah. So, and in the event that you are newer, or sleep through the Waffle generally, I am Emma, your local farmer. I've been on here before, briefly.
You're a regular guest.
That's
I
right.
Call it.
I am.
We regularly talk about you.
That's right. I love it. I appreciate it. I am not. You might be wondering, oh my gosh, Will looks weird this morning. Well, it's not Will. It's me.
Will looks weird and is less grumpy.
I am super excited to be sitting in the Will Worsham chair. You know, Will Worsham is a great friend, a wonderful supporter of our community, a wise businessman. And were it not for his tutelage, I would not have been able to push all these buttons this morning and make the waffle happen for all of us here at home while he is not here.
Oh, Will says hi from Sparta, Illinois. Sparta. That's how you have to say that.
Let's see.
I have been in the studio
unknown?
for over 2 years. Oh, it's weird that it says unknown. Will, you're like in some sort of sleep mode. Anyway.
Yeah, it's not telling us it's you.
It tells me on my thing. I've been in the studio, I don't know how many times, and I still don't know how to hit those buttons. I apologize for my ridiculous lack of technology abilities.
I have no idea.
Laura's like, I don't know what to do with things.
So, to fire off the show this morning, I know my K-ROG waffling is being powered by Healthy Blends.
The power of Healthy Blends. Mine's being powered by the new fall menu at Story.
Ooh,
apple.
Fall.
Chai apple.
Good
caramel.
old Wildcat decaf here.
That's good.
I'm not allowed to have caffeine. It's crazy.
Cut her off. Can't have any caffeine.
They said I can't have this.
They said I can't have this, but they gave me the sugary drink, so it's okay.
I go into Mach 2 speed, and you can't hear a word I say. It's just all gibberish. So
That sounds fun.
I'll spare you.
Well, and I mean, it might be a new thing on the Waffle to have a Mach 2 speed discussion. I would like it. We're all pretty...
Like the micro machines, man.
I forgot about him. Where is the Micro Machines man?
I don't know.
Like,
probably in a mall somewhere.
Probably in a dying mall somewhere.
I guess.
Interesting.
I am you have to be careful with the pop culture puns and references because I'm pretty short.
You just blanked out on those?
I'm short on the pop culture, so be gentle.
Speaking of pop culture, we watched Goonies last night. Yes. And my kids loved it. I tried to show it to them when they were like 3 and 4 and they didn't get it. I was upset. It went well last night.
It wasn't your kids. I remember the story. Some kids, more recently than not, have enjoyed movies such as The Goonies, and I think their parents must have been like colleagues of ours. And the kids looked at their parents and said, "Where are those kids' parents?"
Oh, I can't remember who said that.
Because it's about these kids having adventures, right? Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, why are they without supervision?
Kids used to be feral.
Yeah, natural selection.
It used to be.
We grew up in a feral kid situation. Yeah. I have these distinct memories of standing in the field as a kid and thinking, I'm by myself right now.
Yeah,
right?
It happened a lot.
And Laura grew up in the same area that I did, so we're Texas County kids, so we were definitely feral.
What was your zip code?
65689.
What was it, Houston? I mean,
Kabul.
She's Kabul.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You got to go through Kabul to get to Houston if you're coming that way.
I got good friends out there.
Mm-hmm. El Imperial's best Mexican restaurant.
Oh my goodness.
I see that advertised.
Food's delicious.
Is it like what makes it so amazing?
I don't know. It's
been
just
around
amazing.
It is.
And experience.
Good quality place, great people.
Yeah,
just a wonderful restaurant.
If you're ever in Kabul, eat at El Imperial. And it's adorable. The restaurant is so neat. Mm-hmm. It's so neat. I love it.
I love it. It's decorated with all kinds of cool antiques and things from Mexico. So.
Yeah, it's really cool. Super nice people. So
that's wonderful. Jam. That's wonderful.
It is.
Should we also put a plug in for El Cozumel because we don't want to hurt their feelings?
Also delicious too.
They are so friendly. They work hard.
They're the nicest, friendliest people on the planet.
I appreciate
I just love it. I appreciate anybody who's running a restaurant right now because holy cow.
My goodness. Between shortages of staff and food prices, I don't think
It's nuts. My microphone's doing what it does, where it's going down.
It loves you.
It's going to a different place.
That's what you do with your hands.
I don't. Remember those little tiny midget hands that they had that were like miniature? We need those to hold the microphones. Did you?
Hey, is that Will? Still, is he still our unknown?
Is it election day, Will?
Yeah,
We
it
didn't
is
know.
election day. Hello. So look, check it out. Oh,
Did you already vote?
I did.
Who are
So,
you? I can't tell who you're voting for U.S.
says
Senate.
Vicky Hartzler. But I went to vote because I wanted to be able to. This is so funny because it's backwards. I know you all don't appreciate that, but it is. I wanted to be able to wear my I voted sticker. This is a rite of passage, right? For all citizens, it is important to go get this. And things that happened this morning at my polling place, I don't know if you can tell or not, but Webster County sprung for the double size I voted
giant
sticker.
That is a girthy I voted.
Thank you,
That's
Mr.
like,
Stanley
"I
Whitehurst,
voted."
our county clerk. And also, you know who's at my polling place? I get so excited now that I know. Beth. Beth is at she is a election official at my polling place.
You're kidding me.
No. And so not only did she say good luck on the waffle this morning, but she said be sure to tell everybody why I'm not there. And
We love Beth.
yeah.
She's the number
And
one
she'll
fan.
rewatch later. So, those people that do that, it is a thankless job.
It is.
Sometimes it's hard. It's gotten a lot easier. My mom
Yeah.
did that for years when I was growing up, and they had to count by hand and, pencil marks. And so there's been a lot of technology help that out, but there can still be issues. And it's still, it's high stakes because you got to make sure that stuff gets translated appropriately and delivered. And so the people that take a day out of their life to do that, appreciate
Kudos
it.
to you. We need like a waffle award, like a sticker that, you get a waffle award for being a decent human. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We need something like that.
Well, and then you could do like a good noise for it.
Ding. Okay, we need to come up with that.
I'll do hand gestures.
Sparkle fingers.
Here's my hand. It's like a baby that's like,
Mine are yours are like half the size of
I
mine.
know. I have tiny hands with lots of lines in them. Look at that. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I know. It's
Gardening?
weird. I don't know
That's
what
a
it
sign
means.
we're old.
No, they've
older
always
than
been
we
like
used to
that.
be.
I've always had tiny old lady hands. Anyway. Well, so it's important. There's a lot happening today with the voting. And
There is.
I will say a lot of these local candidates have worked their tails off. Holy moly.
This has been one of the hardest campaigned primaries I've seen.
I totally agree.
I don't know that we've ever seen pools, whichever side of the ticket you vote on, it's still this deep.
Oh my gosh. I'm
know?
even a little scared to look at my ballot when I get it. I think I'm going to be like, I don't know what that is. There's always something on there that I'm not expecting.
I think you'll be okay.
Will I?
Yeah,
Okay.
no issues here locally.
I guess
just
since it's a
people.
primary, there wouldn't be any issues, but
Yeah.
just people. But yeah, it has been a
That
hard
one-
fought.
That one is, very, very long.
Gosh,
Very
holy
big.
moly.
But it is important. Here on K-ROG, we've had a lot of opportunities to hear directly from candidates. Will Worsham has invited them in, and they have said their piece. They've been around town making friends with
Yeah,
the
had 'em
business
stop by
groups and
coffee.
stuff.
Yep.
And I think that that's really important for them to be visible. And then they share their successes and their excitements with us and their plans. And they also share horror stories.
It's a nightmare.
Because, especially in a primary election where everybody is more busy watching, what do they watch on the TV in the summertime? I don't know.
We'll just say they're on TikTok.
Yeah, they're on TikTok or they're out by the pool and
on
they
the
think,
TikTok.
oh, I don't need to go to the polls. Somebody else will take care of that. Somebody will go to the polls and vote. And that is such a broken thought process. Everybody needs to go vote because local races can be decided on less than 50 votes. And that's
They can,
not
they
very many
absolutely
people.
can.
Yes.
I mean, races in Rogersville, for example, are decided on probably less than 50 votes. If you had a 50 vote swing, it would totally affect something. I mean, as a kid who helped campaign for both of my parents in elections, it is a gut wrenching process, people. I mean, it is. It is time consuming and expensive, and they put a lot into it. So
did they hold an office of some sort?
my mom did. My dad was never elected, but my dad ran for a couple of races, and my mom was Texas County treasurer.
Oh.
So, and then I campaigned for other people. My mom has this infamous story She was running for Texas County. Did I say collector? Treasurer?
You said treasurer.
It was collector, Texas County collector.
Well,
Is
there's
that
money
right?
involved.
Anyway, I
bet
totally
she
blanking
corrects
out.
us here in a minute.
I believe she was the collector. Anyway, she ran for that, and she went at the end of the parade with a shovel and picked up the horse poop.
Oh my goodness.
That was how she participated in the parade.
That's dedication.
It was hardcore.
That sends a really cool message.
And she was elected. She worked her tail off, got chased by dogs, and I mean, campaigning in Texas County it's one of the biggest counties with the smallest populations, and so it's really rural. You get chased by lots of dogs, and I'm sure our friends out there that are candidates can say the same thing.
Yeah. I think I have been trying to say yes to hard things this year because I think that makes you a better person. And campaigning is hard.
Yep.
And I've been helping some colleagues, not in local races, but adjacent races. And you become a better person when you get told no so many times in one day.
You're like,
And if you survive that, then you're like, yeah, I'm okay.
I'm okay.
It's all right.
I can do that.
I can do anything because I just was told no all day.
But
Resiliency.
at the end of the day, go out and vote. That is what we're trying to get you to do. And I want Laura to talk about herself because I think Laura's a very interesting person. Can you
goodness.
give us a general synopsis of Laura?
I want to know what
Personal,
she's like working
professional,
on right now.
All the above?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't give away like your super secret government decoded stuff, but like,
No.
what are you?
We don't need to know your password.
What are you
have any of
drawing? Are you drawing something?
Are you drawing?
Yeah. Well, I'm an architect, and I've been working in this area for 22 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yes.
really long time. But I recently just went out on my own and started my own company, 5980 Design Studio. And so I've been doing some different kind of projects. I've done a lot of hospitality in the past and pretty much all commercial. But now I'm doing a little bit of residential and I'm doing a little bit of small commercial, and it's fun. I'm drawing on probably 3 different things right now.
We have a huge, talented architect right here in our community. She's
Why,
worked
thank
on
you.
gigantic projects. She's being a little modest right now.
Yeah, I've worked on some really large projects.
Some really
but
big, cool stuff.
That takes a team, though, so it's not
Yeah.
always just been me. But yeah, there's been some really large ones in my past, and they're fun. They take a long amount of time to do, but
Sure.
at the end of the day, you have this massive project that you can, have a little stake in, which is kind of cool. But I kind of prefer the small things myself because
Yep, I don't blame you.
I like getting to know the people a little bit more, and the quicker turnaround is kind of nice.
Yep.
So
I bet that's nicer too on the smaller projects because you don't have this just like corporate over you. Because in the big stuff, there's always going to be corporate's going to be there, and then you're going to
Yeah.
have all of the. Because that's one thing architects have to deal with is the codes of the cities, right?
oh yes,
That's a huge deal because that's
Huge.
going to because you worked all over the country, right?
Yes.
So
Yep.
that's going to vary greatly, and that would
does.
be very stressful.
yeah, and I mean it's a learning experience every single time you go to a new state to figure out or city to figure out what their requirements are. But it's I've been through the process enough that I know which questions to ask and which ones not to ask, and that sort of thing.
So
But
That's
we're
an
talking.
important life lesson, right?
We're talking
Yeah.
about a job that you don't just have to know how to use a ruler and a pencil, right, and make the window look pretty. It's way more involved than that. So we got people watching, 11 people watching.
11. Oh, 13 right now.
Oh, the button's behind. These people watching that you guys have talked a lot about kids getting good jobs, and how labor market and there's so many opportunities, and knowing how to build and draw and plan things is important. So Laura's not just got a degree in pencil. What do you have that makes you an architect? You got some certifications, etc.?
Oh yeah, I don't know
That's-
that. That's an interesting question.
yeah, that's true. So our path to being a professional architect is typically 5 years of school, some 6-year programs.
Grueling school.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. I think
Bet you have to be good at math, right?
yeah, there's a significant amount of math, but not as much as you would think. But yes, there is. I mean, if you hate math, it might be a little rough.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So yeah, I like to say that it's like a mesh between the art and science. So if you are both good at the creative side and also a scientific brain, then that's a really good mix in the middle.
That's interesting.
Because,
I did not think about that.
Half of my day I'm being super creative and I'm just coming up with ideas and drawing things. And then the other half of the day I'm burrowing through code books and figuring out square foot costs and things like that.
Very interesting.
So it's it's good for people like me that have both sides of that brain and want to tap into both sides.
Yep.
Some people that doesn't fit them at all. So, but anyway, 5 to 6 years of school. It used to be a standard 3-year internship after that, where you have to complete all these learning units under a certified professional. And then after that, you can start taking tests. And when I took it, it was 9 tests. I think it's down to 6 now.
Gosh.
I think it's 6 now.
Ew.
But that gets you licensed in your state.
Oh.
And if you want to do other states, there's another process.
It's
for
kind of
that
an
too.
important job, though, because, those buildings sometimes, collapse.
We are responsible for the health, safety, and welfare of the public.
Yes. So it's a big deal. Holy, good morning, Vicki.
I would die in a code book. If you missed it there, Abby just said, "Way to go, Laura! Congratulations!"
Congrats. I'm excited
you,
Laura
Abby.
has
And then
gone out on her own. That's
which
cool.
Vicky is this?
That's Vicky
this
Moore,
is Vicky
our
Moore at the
community guard,
garden.
Vicky
Hi,
Moore.
Vicky.
She's our buddy Vicky. So that's a serious job. That's a real deal.
It is.
It's
kind of fun though, because you get to do that creative part, and then you also get grounded too. Because I don't think I could live in the clouds. I like to have the basis and the grounding of what we do.
I think it's very interesting. I love architecture, interesting houses, buildings. It's from a young age. I love to go look at buildings. I think that's why I like being a realtor. I really get geeked out and nerd out when I'm in a cool building.
Oh, I do too. It's
I love
unbelievable.
it. Yeah. I'm like, this is so cool. I don't want to leave.
Yeah.
Like when I stopped doing yoga because it hurts my back, which is so stupid. But I loved being in the yoga studio because I just like the building here. The one in Rogersville, I'll be like, I just like this building. Can I just lay in here on the ground and look at this building and just think about it? And even the way it smells. And it's like, it's just, Anyway, I'm a total
my
building nerd.
connection to architecture as a horticultural professional and a landscaper in previous years before I got older is you design some stuff that looks really cool, but don't design something dumb.
Yeah, there's some dumb architecture out there.
You get in there, and there'll be this corner where the windows face each other.
Yeah,
but there's an awning, and it looks like the perfect place for a tree, and it is.
But nothing would ever grow.
But nothing grows there because it's under the eave, and I'm like, what person planted this under this eave? Yeah. And not only that, but it goes to scratching on your windows, and I'm like, that tree it's like a tulip poplar. Don't plant that there. So. Architects aren't the only ones that do silly things, because obviously there was a landscaper that thought that was a good idea.
Yes, yep.
But
we all do silly
that's
things.
my architecture experience. Don't do silly things.
Oh, there's a lot of silly architecture. I'll be the first to say it.
There's some crazy stuff out there. It's like, okay, we're doing this now. All right. I will say I like the current trends in commercial architecture, this kind of modern, clean line. I like that. I like what we're doing right now.
Well, you kind of
planes playing on top of planes.
If you watch, it just goes back and forth, and I find it scary that I've been doing horticulture long enough that I've seen. So when I got out of college, everything was. Boxwoods are easy to take care of. Everything's tidy. There's this English look, and everything looks nice. Well, then there was this resurgence of get back to nature and let's do natives, because they're a lot better for our local habitat and stuff, but it's a very wild look.
It is wild.
And you have to be willing to let it look rough occasionally. And we're starting to swing back the other way. And while there's still a lot of push for natives and the natural look, people are getting tired of it being
wild looking,
a little bit
wild looking, and so they're bringing back in lines and evenly spaced and symmetry. So
I feel like that's why tall grasses are so popular.
Yes,
is because you space them out enough, and
you
can
get the same effect.
You get that linear effect, but then you don't end up getting that wildness. Yeah, I agree. My house is on the wild side. I did a lot of native landscaping, and it's
my house is very on the wild side because.
I did a combination.
Nobody can see it.
Well, I'm a big native plant nut, and and monarchs just got put on the endangered list.
They
I'm
did?
not
They got
happy
moved?
about this.
Oh,
wow! Not at my house.
Yet.
Goodness, maybe it's because of all the natives.
I've seen one this year.
Oh, really?
And I have milkweed galore. I don't know, but
anyway.
anyway.
At Tufts Garden Outpost, we promote the
I
use
know.
of native
I
plants.
have many natives
now,
that have been
Bought
purchased.
some of your natives.
Yes.
I want to
They're
know
doing
how
great.
Laura's gardening is going because I know she came into the outpost this spring. What did you get and how's it going, Laura?
Well, I'm not a good waterer, so this hasn't
Neither
been
is
a great
Missouri
year.
right now.
Yeah, when I remember to water, I'm really bad about turning on a soaker hose and just letting everything drown. So I'm not really
It's like
good.
an extreme gardening situation.
So, if you are trying to develop the true native look that fits with you,
Oh,
you should
good.
always garden to your lifestyle. So, you know,
That's a good tip.
and you had a story about your gardening endeavors this year. The other day,
oh.
you were telling me about your natives.
What about my natives? My natives are doing good.
I did get 4 tomatoes, cherry tomatoes,
good.
this week.
You
4
said
cherries.
you had some that were wilting before this last rain.
My natives finally got stressed.
Yeah.
They were like, all right, I've had enough.
Now, how are you on the watering spectrum?
I'm good on the watering spectrum. I planted a couple small trees this year, and I'm really trying to keep them alive. And my natives were really happy until about a week before we got this rain, and they started to look stressed.
They can hang in there. I mean, it's amazing.
But I mean, my natives, though, to be fair, they're not in the middle of a field, and they're right up against a building, so there's going to be some concrete getting hot and different stuff like that. But they are tired. But they also have produced an insane amount of flowers this year, and now they're producing seed pods. So I mean, they're going to get wilty and tired looking. I do have one that's the cut leaf coneflower that I got from you. That the thing is like 6.5 feet tall. I'm going to say it's a hoot. It cracks me up.
Wow.
It looks like a furry jungle plant until it shoots off flowers, and then it's like, oh, it does do flowers.
I
It's
didn't
been
even
fun.
know they would get that big.
Oh, it's huge. It's
amazing.
A lot of them are
huge.
big.
Yes.
You know?
They're weeds by all means. In Missouri, we call these weeds, and so it's pretty cool though. It's been fun. But no, my natives lasted much better than my other plants did. My hostas, they're not happy. My which I mean, the stinking slugs get those, but I think that's who eats them. Is it slugs?
If you got the leaf and there's a hole like in the
Yeah.
middle, yes, that is slugs.
Stinking slugs.
If you have a slug problem, if you can find a sweet gum tree or a neighbor with a sweet gum tree,
Oh, spiky balls.
get the spiky balls that fall off the sweet gum
That's
tree
brilliant.
and pile them up around the base of your hosta.
Oh.
It helps. It's a natural
Well, yeah, I
natural
wouldn't- If I was a
preventative.
slug, I wouldn't be going near.
No, they can't.
Sweet gums.
They can't hack it. So
If you need some of those, go to Springfield. There's 10,000 of those trees, dropping 1 million of those in each yard every day.
So my goal in gardening this year, I know you're going to find this hard to believe, but when you are the garden expert, it's just like the guy that has the car shop and his car never runs.
Yes.
That's kind of what it is at my
Got
house,
that
right?
situation going, okay.
But I really wanted to grow the edible garden this year. I really wanted,
My mom tried that
if
too.
nothing else, I wanted green beans to can because we're about out of green beans. I
Okay.
planted green beans 3 times. The seeds did not germinate or the birds were really sneaky in taking them.
Not cool.
Yeah, and I tried a different methodology. I tried doing a little bit of raised bed gardening because
Yep.
we have no dirt down on the farm. We're up on the knoll and we have rocks and no good dirt. It
like
has
the
been
rest
a
of Missouri.
struggle.
Yep, yep.
Like I really put forth 200% more effort than I have in the past years.
Yep.
And it's just been so slow. We are now just getting a few cherry tomatoes every day.
Really, it has been a bad year for gardening.
And we get 1 or 2 cucumbers every 3 or 4 days. The cucumber is really, it's coming out ahead. Like it's becoming my front runner, which
It's
is
like,
great.
I've got this plant, Mom. Here I go.
Because my tiny,
My garden had issues with the green beans too.
yes. So my mom had trouble with green beans. It was a widespread problem. But the tiny farmer, he will pick the cucumbers and eat them before they make it to the kitchen. So I figure we're winning.
Yeah, I mean,
You
you're getting
know.
vegetables. Somebody's getting vegetables, so that's a
So
Yeah, half of my
But it's
tomatoes
just
don't
not
make it in
been-
the house.
this
daughter eats
wonderful thing that
Yeah.
I hoped it was. So if you're an avid gardener and you are struggling, do not feel bad. It is a
been a
common
tough year.
problem, especially over the last 6 weeks before it rained. You know, when you have to water the garden twice a day, that's
No
pretty
good.
intense.
It's no good.
So-
This has been a pretty, for those of you who have maybe moved here recently, we have hot summers like this, but they're not necessarily the norm. Yeah. And there was one in 2011, we looked it up, that was really hot. And
that was the last swing, yeah.
That was the last hot, like too many hundreds. Mm-hmm. So, and Missouri, though, is very forgiving. I noticed it's starting to look like Oklahoma, and we had the rain over the weekend, and it's like, I'm green again.
I know. It was crazy.
I came back.
It was so quick.
Yeah, it was very quick.
We were in St. Louis for the weekend, and of course they had a ton of rain up there last week. So it was still green, but it was crazy on the drive up. You could just kind of start to see where the rain had happened because it just got greener and greener and greener. Yep. And then I was curious on the way back home what it would look like, and I came back to green.
I can't
just
believe
from the weekend of rain.
It was like, we're good. We got two rains. We're good.
Mostly, I feel like the shade of brown is not as sharp. I wouldn't call it more green. I
don't know.
I didn't see a whole lot of resurgence in the pastures in the hay fields.
The hay fields are still looking rough.
But
my yard looks greener.
Everything just kind of took a deep breath and sighed a little. It was definitely well warranted, and I would take 3 or 4 more days of it.
And our bugs came back.
Yes. Somebody told me, and I have not proven this, I don't know if this is true or not, that the ground was so hard that it was preventing the June bugs and Japanese beetles from being able to get out of the ground. So hitting the Japanese beetle population would be just fine.
Yeah.
Take them out.
Yeah.
They're the little boogers that are not supposed to be here.
I must say I've been hiding out on the farm, and when I was younger, I did dumb things like continuing to try to work through the heat, and now I just go to the office.
Yeah.
Because you get to a point where there's no point in trying to go out and do something. There's nothing left. It's all bursting into dust. Mm-hmm. But I haven't noticed, in the few places I have been, I haven't noticed a bad Japanese beetle problem. They've been kind of...
I think this knocked them down. And I got to thinking, we always think these cold winters knock out bugs. Maybe it's the droughts. Mm-hmm. Maybe it is the droughts that knock the bugs out.
It was a significant difference.
I've noticed that too. Mm-hmm. I mean, I haven't had your dog always gets fleas this time of year. Mm-hmm. Even if they're on flea medicine, they'll get it.
Yeah.
I haven't noticed fleas as bad. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Yeah, being involved in agriculture and having those connections with weather professionals, yes. Obviously very important people in the agriculturalist toolbox. We got reports early this year. It's typically an 11-year cycle, which proves back to that 2011-12 period. And so we're coming down into the pit of despair, so to speak, where it's going to be drier than we want it to be. And because we have had some pretty good moisture in the past few years.
Pretty good moisture, and it has not. I'd say the past 3 to 5 years have been very reasonable summertime.
Yeah. It only lasts so long.
It does. It's Missouri. It's cyclical. It's going to change.
The days are long. The years are short. So hang on.
Vicki wants to do a shout out to the garden volunteers at the Larry Martin Community Garden. Thank you for your help in producing the garden, keeping it growing, because they have had produce there.
They have done well. Yes.
I've seen pictures. Oh, I need to talk about something.
Okay.
Saturday, the back to school bash is happening at the upper elementary. It's a huge,
or the park.
Huge upper elementary.
At the upper elementary.
Yep.
Is the market in the park thing, or is that different?
That's a different day.
That's later.
Yeah, that one's in like August 20-something.
Yeah, okay. So there's two different back to school events.
2 back to school events. And so this is the big LRPTA partnering with the local churches. The churches do the backpacks and supplies through like a drive-through situation. And the PTA, because of our partnership with Henderson Lodge here in town, we have been able to spend $15,000 on shoes, hygiene items, underwear, socks, and some clothing.
That's amazing.
It was a pretty crazy thing last week. And to be fair, our businesses donate. So here's how this works. The businesses donate to PTA. We take that money, about $5,000. We give it to Henderson Lodge, and they give us back a check for $10,000. So they match it. Well, this year, Mike and Karen walked in, said, well, we have the check, and they handed it to me, and it was for $15,000. So they doubled their match.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that comes from the Missouri Masonic, I'm not going to say it right, Masonic Council or something like that. But it's incredible. And so it's the local businesses and the Henderson Lodge and PTA. We've done our shopping, and we have over 500 pairs of shoes. And if you are in the LR school district and you need supplies and a new pair of shoes, and we're even going to be able to do some outfits this year. Come to the upper elementary from 10 to noon this Saturday.
What's the date?
Check it out. Vicky says she's coming.
6th. Yep,
6th?
August 6th.
Yes. So it is a huge undertaking by the community, and the generosity this year has floored me. Anytime the economy starts to get kind of funky, you wonder, how is our event going to go this year?
How is any event going to go this
Guys,
year?
I've been blown away by the generosity of the businesses. I'm still getting businesses contacting me wanting to sponsor. So it has been an incredible, I think, testimony of the Rogersville community and the support for our school district here. So thank you guys very much. It's a cool deal.
Very cool. Very
Yes.
cool.
And
Do
you
you need
would think-
volunteers for that?
We do need volunteers. If anybody wants to show up and volunteer, come to the upper elementary gym right there on Mill Street, probably about between 9 and 9:30, and just say you're there to help volunteer. But it's been an incredible, again, Rogersville is so supportive of its schools. Mm-hmm. It just really is. So it's been an awesome experience this year. And you would think shopping for that much stuff is fun. It's actually, you get kind of tired. It's like I've been at Walmart for 3 hours. And I have to give a shout out to the Ozark Walmart, because no joke, this is kind of a success story in the sense that 3 or 4 weeks ago, we did not know where we were going to get the shoes. The place that we had got them from was not calling us back, and it was getting down to the wire, and we were completely freaked out. Where are we going to get 500 pairs of shoes?
That is a lot of...
In an economy with shortages of everything.
Yeah, a lot of product to get from one point, hopefully,
And so I started calling people, and I got in touch with the store manager, who got me in touch with the right store manager, and the Ozark Walmart location has been phenomenal to work with. And honestly, 10 years I was a retail manager, and before that I worked in retail more than that. So, I have experience in this field. It was seamless. There was 500 ways that could have gone wrong. And because we have bought 1,000+ items, I believe. I think it's probably 1,200 or 1,500 items we have bought. Not one thing went wrong.
That's amazing.
And I figured out you can fit 500 pairs of shoes in a Bronco Sport if the driver's not in it.
Was there room for you?
I
think I saw a photo of your daughter that was in a mountain of shoes.
That was the second haul.
Oh,
the first one, it was completely, I rolled the windows down halfway and was filling for the half windows so I wouldn't have an avalanche.
Now this can be really important for kids. I remember there used to be back to school hype about going back to school shopping, because everybody come in wearing new clothes that day. Now I did not, because my birthday was the 1st of June.
Yep.
I got clothes on sale for the Memorial Day sales, which is great. Looking back, it was a great scheme. My grandma would always take me clothes shopping for my birthday right there around the 1st of June, but I didn't really wear those clothes all summer because I was out in a dirt pile somewhere or doing some other heinous feral thing.
Feral stuff.
And so by the time school came, I had new clothes. I'd kind of missed that back to school shopping. Is that still something that you guys do with your kiddos? Is that still a thing?
We never have for clothes. I do like what you say. I hit those other sales and things like that, but for supplies, yes.
Yeah, I
and
did
there
my
were
supply
some good
shopping.
sales.
I did my supply shopping Sunday night. It was sticker shock. I had bad sticker shock. It did not go well. It was expensive.
On the backpack and
backpacks and the
lunch boxes.
The lunch boxes and all that stuff, yeah.
Yeah, the actual supplies aren't that much.
They're
it's
not
that
bad.
other stuff that gets you.
The backpacks were really expensive
The
this
infrastructure.
year. Yes.
My kids begged for new backpacks every year, and I'm like, nope.
Mine wore them out. I
know. If the zipper goes, you're stuck.
I did
we
the
have
Sam's
destroyed
Club
ours.
special last year and got the 2-pack. I was like, oh, these will be good. No. The whole, everything destroyed. They blew up by the end of the year. It was a bad deal. And so we had to legit get new backpacks. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, I'm not buying a new pair of scissors. We have 15 pairs of those little scissors.
Yep.
Guys,
and they just leave them around the house.
Oh, they're everywhere.
Sprinkled.
They're everywhere. And they only cut paper. That's the only thing that they do.
Well, okay, so here's another shout out
good.
in thinking of back to school, because that's like the August theme, right? You're going to get everybody outfitted for school, and you said backpacks, and I said lunch boxes. And it is important to know that the programs that have been in place for school lunch are going to change
That's right.
this year.
That letter
So when you get information from the school updating you with changes, don't lose your mind, because someone very special to me is in food service. And they put, there's just so much paper. You would think it would be easy to serve the chicken nugget. It is not. Okay, what's Abby say?
Her granddaughter, going into kindergarten, needed headphones.
Headphones. Oh my goodness,
that's a new thing.
And the cleaning stuff, which I get why the teachers ask for the cleaning stuff. I'm not dogging on that. The Ziploc bags and paper towels and cleaning stuff. That stuff is expensive now. It really is.
I do wish that was a little more like. I wish the school, like those are things the school needs. It's like
I know. I don't. Yeah.
But I get it. But I do want them to have those things.
That's all the funding. But
talking about the headphones for kindergarten, we actually had a little bit of an administrative change out at Fordland last year, and kind of took away some of those screen homeworking and assignments, and a little bit back to paper. And I loved that. I was very appreciative. So
it's good.
I don't know about these headphones in kindergarten.
I feel like the primary and elementary schools still stick with mainly paper stuff. Well, and I think Dr. Randall's talked about this last time he was on. They're going to really crack down on the phone stuff this year. And I think they should. I really do.
I think it's a good
Agreed.
Yep.
It's a good plan.
Guys, we have done our job. We have talked for the amount of time that we were supposed to talk. See, Laura?
I know.
We can
It's not so bad.
We need to do a...
I was going to say, who needs Will? But we all need Will. We
need
love Will. He's
Will's
a great guy.
Oh, who needs Will? Who gave you the login? 7:45.
We just need to know the password.
We need you, Will. I hope you're having a good... I think they're on vacation. I hope you're having a good vacation.
Well, he went to the shooting thing with his boy.
Pew pew.
Yeah. And I bet they are just living it up. And I can't wait to hear him talk about it next week.
Yes. Laura, any parting thoughts for us today?
This has been fun.
It's fun.
Yeah, it is kind of fun.
See, now you can come on anytime you want.
I'm not as terrified as
Yeah,
I
we
once
went
was.
from
It's terrifying the first
Laura's
time.
like, let me go grab a drink. And
We
we're like,
thought she left.
is she coming back?
What'd you say, Forrest Gump?
I was like, she just Forrest Gump. She just went. She's gone. She's gone. She went through Jamestown.
The decaf always throws them for a loop. You know, they always
They're
have
like, what?
I know your cups are smaller than mine, but
yeah.
y'all, they
Yes.
have like chugged the story time
I
over
always
here.
Chug it.
Always.
I always chug my beverage.
So the great thing about Healthy Blends, I find, is it lasts me all day.
You can sip through it, yeah.
Yeah, it's
kinda
awesome.
designed to be like that.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really great. Go see those girls. Stop in, get you story time.
And go vote.
Go vote.
Go to the backpack event if you need some help with school supplies, and come do that. And I think we've covered everything.
We did a great job.
Laura, you
I'm
did a
really
great
pleased
job.
with this.
I am too.
So
I hope you are too, our loyal fans.
please let us know if you're not, I guess.
We'll be sending a survey later.
Ready?
All right, let's hit our day. Bye,
Okay,
guys.
have a great week.
Later.